Welcome to B&H Creators Green Room, and just like a real green room, we're here to spill the tea with some of our favorite creators. This is a very special episode because one of my favorite photographers, maybe ever, is here. And not only is he a great photographer, but he's also the epitome of like what a creator should be. So without further ado, hey David, and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. So good to finally talk to you again. I think we talked last in Austin, so um,
Yeah.
excited to talk to you again. Like you said, it just feels like so normal just talking to you. So
Ah,
happy to be here.
thank you so much. And for the listeners who don't know you, David is a viral content creator who started as a photographer, and you do street portraits with strangers and they go viral pretty much every single time. So I want to dive into, honestly, how did you even become a photographer? Let's go way back to the beginning.
Yeah, I've always been secretly a creative person, somewhat of a creative person. And I say secretly because when you're young, sometimes you don't really realize the vision that you have until like life unfolds and then you start kind of understanding your gifts and your visions, things that might be different, that you see the world different than other people. Um,
Hmm.
and I've always been a fan of like portraits. Actually, my first form of art that I fell in love with was drawing. It was crazy how I got into it. It was by accident. So I was
Oh,
in
wow.
it was
Hmm.
back in junior year in high school. We had to do an assignment. I was terrible in school just because I'm so bad at learning. I had ADHD, so it was just so hard
Hmm.
for me to
Hmm.
learn and just grab information. And it was an English class, which is just awful for me, right? And I
Hmm.
remember the teacher was telling me, she was like, we have to do a group assignment of three. One is going to be a speaker, the other one's going to be a writer, and one's going to be the artist. They're going to draw.
Hmm.
And I was like, I'm drawing. And they were all okay with it. Luckily, my group, they were all like, fine. They loved the worlds. And I forgot who it was. Maybe Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, I forgot who it was. But someone from history, I had to draw. So
Mm.
I grabbed a photo from Google. I traced it. I just copied it eye to eye, just saw it and just did it. And after I was done, I was like, this is not bad.
Mm. Like freehand too.
I was impressed with myself because when I saw it, I was like, I knew I winged this and it was not bad. I went home and just YouTubed. I was YouTube University. How to get better at drawing, really, because I like realistic drawings. I mean, that's what you can tell my portraits now. You can see like, like all the edits that I do, and whatever. And so, like, especially the eyes. I love like just the eyes and making pictures pop out. So I really got into it. It really it was so bad. I was in class always drawing. Anyway, that was my first form of art.
Hmm.
Eventually, with life, that's a lot of time consumption. It kinda, like, died out a little bit, but I would
Hmm.
every once in a while get passionate and then get back into it. And then I discovered photography. At the time,
Mm.
Instagram was still this was back in 20 I don't wanna 14, 15. So Instagram was
Mhm.
out for a few I think Instagram came out 2012, I think. So this was, like, maybe a few years, maybe less than 5 years since it's been out. But photography was really, like, popping, right? Peter McKinnon, you had these other creators out there just being so like creative. And I remember I
Mhm.
bought my camera and I tried, doing all this types of style, like long exposure that I really, really liked. I guess back then I just didn't see the potential, you know?
Mhm.
So for
Mhm.
me, I was just purely going based off emotions and that very spur moment of like being in a moment and then it would die out. I had no bigger goal. So that's why it would just die out and that's it. Until again, life happens. Life just has a way of always circling back. I was in
Mhm.
Austin, Texas, and I was 24. I was going through the cycle of everyone around me is doing something with their life, but I'm not. What am I doing with my life?
Mhm.
You
Like
go through
quarter
those
life
mental
crisis.
hurdles of like, you start beating yourself up. You start comparing yourself to everyone around you, and it was really rough. But I do have a strong belief in God, and that was what really pushed me over.
Mhm.
Like I knew I was gonna get out of it. It was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of hanging in there and just keep going.
Yeah.
Through that
Yeah.
moment, my cousin, she had asked me to do some family portraits in the past, like a couple of times. So I had some, I had the Nikon D5300, and so I had like a 85, which I didn't know what the crop sensor was, so that was like a 130 or 120, whatever it is. And so she asked me to do a wedding, and I don't shy away from opportunities. I just like doing it. If they align with my, passions, I'm like, let's do it. I was so nervous. I'm incredibly nervous. Out of the blue, she told me to do a wedding. She said it was small, but you know how Hispanic community is. They say small and then everyone just comes. Um, and
Sure.
yeah, I basically did what I always do. I do everything last minute, right? So I went on
Mhm.
YouTube. I'm like, what do I need to get better portraits, wedding? Look at all these creators on YouTube. What gear are they recommending? I went to a local camera shop because we didn't have B&H. I went to a local camera shop and I just rented out like flash and then some other stuff that I think that I thought I would need. And again, the
Mhm.
fire just lit. After that, it was just like I felt like I had purpose. I just went
Wow.
all in. I sold all of my gear and then went straight for like better gear. I got me the Sony, which is what I shoot now.
Mhm.
And I just dove in. I went all in. Nothing could stop me. I would see all these amazing creators get these amazing photos. I'm like, I want to create photos like that. What do I need? What am I missing
Right, right.
that I need to get to that level? And so I did everything that I could. I was already taking photos of strangers. I just wasn't recording myself. So I was already making the necessary steps to be where I'm at now. Um, that's why when people say you create your own luck, I really believe that because I was putting myself in situations where I let opportunity. It was so easy for me just to open opportunities because I had made the
Mhm.
necessary steps beforehand. And essentially, I really dove in and I looked online. TikTok at the time, TikTok was known for dancing. It was musically at the time. So it was
Oh,
mostly
yeah.
known for like dancing. So I was like, I'm not a dancer. That's so cringe. My sister does it. I'm not gonna do it. But I gave it a shot because I'm like, I have to. And I realized that it wasn't like that. It was still a little bit, but it was shifting to what it is now.
Mhm.
And I looked and I got so lucky. But I was the first I don't want to say first, but I think I'm the
Mhm.
first creator for
Yeah.
my style to go to YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah, I
Yeah,
could see
and I,
that.
like,
Mhm.
blew up on all platforms, all of them,
Mhm.
and because they're all different audiences. They're
Yeah.
all different people that have, that get on those platforms. And it was just blew up, and it was just, it's insane how it all happened. It all happened I don't know, it's just crazy, but, I'll let you chime in because I can keep on talking if I don't give you
No,
a
no,
chance to talk.
this is so good. I'm like just like riveted over here. I'm sure everyone's listening like, "Oh my god, so inspiring." Now, do you remember which first video maybe went viral?
Yeah, so my first
Mhm.
video that went viral, I give him more credit than me, so that's why
Mhm.
but he was the first person. It was Casey Neistat.
Okay.
Casey
Just
Neistat was my first viral video. I think at the
I could
time
see
it got,
that.
yeah, 200,000 viewers. It was South by Southwest 3 years
Mm,
ago, 3, 4 years
look at
ago.
that.
I saw him, and if you look back at the video, the it was so I didn't have a GoPro, so I used my phone. It was just so bad. I mean, everything was, but it went viral because people knew who he was. I mean, Casey, everyone
Mhm.
knows Casey.
Sure.
And besides that, because I'm like, is that number one? No, because it's more of him, but it was number one. Number two was a cop. Um, it went like viral. And then after
Mhm.
that, people started kind of seeing me more and following me, and then I would get like viral videos more frequently, and then and then it
Mhm.
just started kind of going up from there.
Wow. And now, for me, like the biggest thing I think most people, once they see in your content, is like, where do you get the confidence? Obviously, you're so humble and you're so sweet.
Thank
Like,
you.
where do you get, yeah, the courage to just go up to people? I mean, I'm sure as an artist, you're just trying to get the shot. So
Mhm.
it's probably a very organic, like humble place you're coming from. And they're probably very open to that. But did that take a minute for you to like build that muscle?
So tough for me when people ask me that because I want to give
Hmm.
them some like answer. I want to give them like, yeah, this is what I did. I spent
Hmm.
hours. I went to some. The truth is, it's natural to me. I
Hmm.
love
Hmm.
talking to people. I can spark a conversation up with anyone. I've always gotten bored of all of my jobs. Like the only
Hmm.
job that I didn't get bored of and I can easily go back if I had to, if things went out, was Uber.
Oh, look at
Uber
that.
was the job that I just actually enjoyed because I would always talk to different people. It was someone new.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it. Um, and so for me, going up to strangers was actually
Hmm.
a piece of cake. I actually feel
Mhm.
more comfortable asking strangers than asking my own family members. I hope they don't see this, but it
Yeah.
was just more because my own psychic. I kind of created like this like
Mhm.
version of people. And you know, how sometimes people, you know, you create versions that aren't real. Maybe, you know, people change. I'm very timid, so I would always get like paranoid or like I would let thoughts get to me. So
Mhm.
I just felt more comfortable talking to a stranger, which is really odd for me to say. Um, because I felt pressure with family. I feel like I had to impress them, right? I feel like I have to like live up to what
Yeah.
the image that they see. What as for strangers, they have no idea who I am. So they, you know what I mean. So I don't feel like they're expecting anything great from me. So I
Right.
love whenever I show them and they're actually impressed, like this genuinely impressed. Like I love that. I love
Yeah.
starting from zero. I know nothing about you. You know nothing about me, and we're just two human beings interacting at ground zero. That's how I see
Yeah.
it. And that's why I just really like what I
Mhm.
do.
Yeah, and that's awesome because, like you said, there's so much expectation around people that know us. They could be like the harshest critics,
Mhm.
and so many creators will tell me things like, it's sometimes it's your closest circle that will maybe be like, the people you have to cut off at some point because
Mhm.
they're actually not there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And it's such a hard, I think, part of being a creator that not enough creators talk about, and it
Yeah.
can feel very isolating.
Mhm. You
So
have to
yeah, I
do
totally
what you
feel that.
can for yourself, you know?
Hmm.
And the people either it's like they say, either you grow with them
Hmm.
or you outgrow them. It's just as simple
Hmm.
as that. I know it can be harsh, and I'm sorry for people who, like, have a friend or someone that has done that like but it's just the reality of life. If that happened to someone, I just, you know, use that as a motivation to be better
Hmm.
yourself. Um, and yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, I had to do like I just really like whenever I started my journey, I zeroed in. I had 3 cousins that I'm really close with. Especially I was more. We used to call, video call every once in a while, like every day at some for some. But I told them I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need just to like zim it down. Like I'm
Hmm.
gonna get off the grid for a little bit and just focus on me. I started a TikTok account. It's all for my own psychic. It's all for
Hmm.
me. But you have to do what you have to do, you know, for in order
Yeah.
for you to be where you want to be.
Right. And there's a lot of like you mentioning just like ADHD. There's so many things. There's like so much pressure and the mental capacity it takes to be a creator and the burnout and just all of that. Like it always yeah, it's an obstacle. It's something that you have to actively try to give yourself grace for and like try to compartmentalize because now you're running your own business essentially. You know what I mean? Like alone for the most part until you build a team. So it's like a pressure cooker for sure.
So much pressure. It's just so
Hmm.
much pressure, you know. Um, you feel like you're not living up to, you know, like what you have. I remember when I first started, I had huge imposter syndrome.
Hmm.
Huge imposter, especially when I was like being more known, because people
Hmm.
would put me in this like category, I guess, or this image that I didn't feel like for me, I'm just trying to do better. I'm just walking and trying to get better every day. People would ask me in the streets, "Are you a professional photographer?" It took me so long to say yes because I didn't feel like I
Sure.
lived up to that phrase. And then I see people, you know, just saying just so easily saying, "Yeah, I'm a professional photographer," and whether that's they sure or not for the viewers to decide or whatever. But
Right, right.
it took me so long to really say that I am a professional photographer because I want to
Hmm.
live up to that title. I want to live up to it and like actually have something to back that up, not just like one viral video, not just one. Like I'm always trying
Hmm.
to be better in my overall like foundation as a human being, my mindset, the way I speak to people. Like I'm always catching myself if I feel like I have a certain mood or I'm not being enough for this. I'm like, God, help me be better. Like, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be angry
Hmm.
or jealous or any of those things because at the end of the day, those are just obstacles that stop me from being where I want to be.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is so good. I feel like we're at church right now and you're just
Sorry,
preaching.
I did grow up in the church, and my sister tells me, she's like, "There you go again, preaching." So
No, I'm here for it. I'm about to make my own little, let me just add this to the list, like self-improvement. No more jealousy. Um, Absolutely. I think, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm lost in it now. I'm like, what else am I going to work on after this? But what's going on? Because I know you've been traveling so much, and I
Mhm,
think this year we did run into each other at South by, and you
Mhm.
hosted an event for the B&H Creator Team, which thank you again so much for that. It was such a hit.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you shot portraits of all our guests, and you gave a little kind of tutorial at the top. You told some folks your story, so it was really special. And we love to do that. We love to take our creators and like highlight them at these different activations. So I hope we get to do more with you for sure. But what have you been doing since South by? Because you've been busy.
Yeah, it's been a while. So after South by, I ended up going to China.
Yeah.
I went to China for an event and a job event, and I told them, I'm like, just leave me there. I'm just gonna get a one-way ticket. I'm just gonna stay there. I love traveling and I love being in
Wow.
different cultures. I love people. And I
Mm-hmm.
stayed there and I had such an amazing time.
Mm-hmm.
The event was only 3 days and I stayed there a month. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I
Oh,
went
I'm sure
to
that was great.
yeah, I just went to so many cities, and I will say at the time I was a little bit burned out from my content, so I was a little bit more like sightseeing and doing more like because I really want to get into like actual street photography and like videography. So I've been just like behind the scenes. I know you guys don't see it, but I'm like trying to like develop different skills, work on my foundation and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was in China for a month, then I went to Hong Kong. It's just such a crazy journey. So a friend of mine, he's also a creator. He wanted to go to Japan. I'm like, dude, I'm already here. Let's go. So I went to Japan. 2 weeks. It was great. A friend of mine, Hudson, he is a big F1 race fan, and
Oh,
he
cool.
realized the F1 Formula E was happening in Tokyo. He reached out. We worked with Formula E, which that was a blast, and we ended up working with them again in Shanghai. So we went to Shanghai again. Well, I went again to China, and he went for his
Mm-hmm.
first time. So after that, I kind of went back to Hong Kong, and by this time, I think it's been like almost 2 months. And then I went to Bangkok. Um, I used that as like I was gonna go to all these other countries around there, but I just decided because I love Thai food. Here in my
Mm-hmm.
hometown, there's a lot of Thai food here. Anyway, from there,
Mm-hmm.
I went to Europe. I actually went to Ukraine too and Poland.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so I went to Poland, I went to Warsaw, and I decided I'm like, I want to go to Ukraine to Lviv, which is like the far end from the war, so it's safe. I talked
Okay.
to people
Okay.
before, and they were like, "Yeah, it's pretty safe. You know, it's as safe as it can be, right? Being a war."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I went. People there are so cheerful. Like I got some
Mm.
videos of like they were just so cool, and like I can't wait to post some of like the portraits I got of them over there. So
Yeah, I'm
it
sure
was
that's
great. Yeah,
incredible.
I
Mhm.
love people, and so like it was just so great being there. And then from there I went back to Warsaw. And from Warsaw I went to Croatia for another gig. And then after Croatia, I finally went back to Texas. Been here for 2 weeks, and then I'm leaving tomorrow to Vegas. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, a whirlwind.
it's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
But it's good that you find pockets of time too for you,
Yeah,
because
I have
it
to.
yeah, you have to.
You'll get burned out if you don't. You have to enjoy yourself too. It's okay to
Yeah.
enjoy life, but enjoy yourself. Like, relax. Take time to just really, relax.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you find like are you do you have to focus on the algorithm? Like, are you worried about the cadence of your posting, or do
N
you take time now?
No, I'm
Mhm.
really bad at, like I'm really bad at technicals. I kinda just, like, I do, like, glimpse at it, but I no, to answer your question, no, I don't. I
Okay.
try to, like I watch the algorithm, of course, and I see what goes viral and stuff, and with my side mission
Mhm.
of, like, getting better at videography, I try to, like, recreate some of those stuff just to, like, build skills along the way. But, um but no, I just feel like I'm blessed. I feel like the type of
Mhm.
content that I do is always gonna be relevant because people
Mhm.
always like to see that emotional connection with another human being. No
Mhm.
matter
Mhm.
how advanced AI gets or whatever happens, the human connection will never it's always gonna be relevant. Um,
Mhm.
People like to see that stuff, and the fact that I'm able to show that whole interaction with photos,
Mhm.
it's a cool little document, and I just love what I do.
Yeah, I feel like when we first found your content, when I first became a follower, right? I really found like it felt
Yeah.
like a documentary, right? Like it really
Mhm.
does feel like you're out there just documenting. There was another page so many years ago. I don't even know if it still exists, but Humans of New York,
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah, yeah.
was yeah, and like the goat at the time.
Mhm.
And I think yeah, it's just to hear someone's original story and to see people in all walks of life, and to see them share a moment with another person who's also like kind and humble and just like good. It's such a nice, I feel like there's so much, I don't know, trash content or just like negative content or just like doom scrolling content,
Yeah, a
and to find
lot.
these, yeah, so much. And to have these moments to see your content sprinkled in, I know like it just changes my mood. So
Thank you.
I'm sure
Yeah.
so many people. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually like I was like really one time I reflected on my comment section and it was very positive because someone was talking about how like they got a lot of negative, they got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
like, people just being mean or
Mm-hmm.
whatever and in the comment section, but I was reflecting on my comment section and it's always so positive. And I say that like
Mm-hmm.
just with a lot of thankfulness in my heart. Like I'm so grateful like that people, just enjoy it, right? Enjoy that and have
Mm-hmm.
good vibes from it and get good out of it. I'm blessed, to say the
Mm-hmm.
least.
Well, I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. You're putting that goodness out, so you're getting that goodness back. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's play a little game. We always ask our previous guest a question. So we just had on Dylan LeMay, who does ice cream content. He's one of the other B&H creator, and you would love him. We're gonna sync you guys up later. But his question for you was, if you could ask your 7-year-old self anything, or ask or say anything to them, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think knowing how was, I don't think saying would have done much. I think showing would have done more.
Mm,
I think
okay.
I think being the person that I want to be, I envision myself with a certain type of confidence that with a certain like I just see myself I'm working towards a David that I feel like is this type of person, right? With certain
Mm-hmm.
attributes, with certain type of the way that I speak, whatever. So I'm constantly working on myself. So I feel like just showing myself and just being kind to that 7-year-old David that was was a crazy kid, right? Always just like fidgeting and just like looking everywhere. I just give him hope. Just be like, just keep fighting and just keep, pushing and just give him love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes as a kid, because of circumstances and the people around, you don't feel that love. So I would
Mm-hmm.
definitely try to like show him that he is loved and he is, um, someone is there that cares for him, even if it's myself from the future. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I should just
Mm-hmm.
try to make make me feel, important, and because it's so, people want to have a reason to like live or fight for. When people have kids, they feel
Mm-hmm.
so like they have something to fight for. They fight
Yeah.
for their own kid, their blood and flesh, right?
Right. Right.
You could do that with goals too. You fight for those. Imagine if you could just if you had maybe it's not the best example, but it's you can get like really like you can feel it, and so I just try to like give him a little bit of like that feeling of hope and love.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I feel like that's like what therapy is, right? Like we're healing our inner child.
Hmm.
So the idea that you can go back and just give them a hug, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my first answer in my head was like, I would get a couple $100 and be like, go buy some Apple stock. And like,
Oh, that's
we're trying to
smart.
we're trying to have a soft life.
Okay, that's actually really good.
Yeah. No, yours is better. We're different, but the same.
That's probably something my sister would say.
Okay. Okay.
My
The girls
sister,
get it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She
Yeah.
definitely would have said something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So now, what question do you have for our next guest?
oh man, that's really it's gonna be really hard to top that question.
I know that his was
It
really
was
good.
really, really good and
Yeah.
really deep. I would say it was more about the creative. They could if they could interview or like do a content with any person in the world that they want, or even okay, person living now and a
Hmm.
person in the past. Who would that be? So it's a two-part answer. If you could do content with that person now, or someone now, and then someone in the past, who would it
Wait,
be
that's
and why?
such a good question. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that question. That's
Okay.
fire.
I'm glad. It was hard to top that other one.
No, that's a great one. We haven't gotten like a collab one. So now I got to ask you, who would you pick from currently living
Ooh.
and the past?
Ah, man, these questions are making me think. Right now, if I could, oh, I would say probably I would love to photograph Jordan Peterson.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I would love to photograph him and just talk to him. I think it's just, I think it'd be cool. Just, again, I feel like he had like, in the time of like that I was going through like depressive, some of like his talks really helped me out,
Mhm,
just being a better person.
mhm,
Um, and then also, maybe in the past, it would have been Jim Brown right now, just because right now I'm feeling kind of like motivated. And so like
mhm,
maybe right now, because I just recently talked about Jim Brown. I don't know if you know who that is,
mm.
but he's like a motivation speaker. I don't know if that's the right term, but one of his like sayings stuck with me and it still sticks with me. He said, um, don't chase money. And for me, that translates to different things in life. Like don't chase
Mhm.
this, don't chase that, but instead, make yourself valuable, make yourself attractive to money.
Mm.
So you make yourself attractive to money, opportunities and all this comes to you because you made yourself worthy of it. And things come to you rather than you chasing it. When you chase it, you're just exerting so much energy that it's just exhausting. Rather, focus that energy in yourself and make yourself valuable. Things will come to you. That
Oh.
stuck with me and it still sticks with me. So, okay, maybe Jim Brown now because I have to say Jesus. So Jesus. Now that I was thinking about it a little bit more, but yeah, I guess, yeah, for sure, those other people.
Yeah. Well, he might be busy, so maybe Jim Braun's available, you know?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, these were so good. Thank you so much, David. Now, where can everyone find you? Because I know they're gonna rush to your TikTok to watch all these good viral clips.
Yeah. So every platform, DG
Mhm.
Photoholic, my initials DG and then Photoholic, like alcoholic, I would tell people. How did I come up with that? No idea. But it's DG Photoholic on every platform. You'll see me
Yeah.
on there.
Perfect. Thank you
Awesome.
so much. I appreciate your
Thank
time. And
you.
this is such a good convo. And please make sure to follow David on all platforms. Make sure to follow B&H Creators on all platforms. It's bh.creators on Instagram and BH Creators on TikTok. And make sure to sign up for our newsletter so you get up to date info on all of our events. Like next time we will sync up with David in Austin or for many other opportunities. So appreciate you guys. See you next time.